Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 10:34 on Friday night. I'm in the Sleeve Russell in County Cavan. Um, Grand spot, big crowd, wedding going on. Lots of noise I can hear downstairs, and a very easy place to get lost. Any that was ever in it. The Obviously there must be an extension or something put on after. The first floor and second floor is regular. Um, get into an elevator and go up as long as you go into the right elevator, which I didn't. And I went up and I was only up 2 floors, but I was on the seventh floor because there isn't 7 stories. But I don't know, it's all mixed up. But I found my room anyway, and I said I'd do a bit of study for a couple hours, which I've done. So I said I get this out of the way as opposed to closing everything down and doing it in the morning. Because it takes a while to get set up. We left this morning about 9:30. Midland breakfast. Tea was cold or half cold. Um, Scrambled eggs and a bit of toast wasn't great. It wasn't hectic now, but I always have to enjoy the language, the coming from the Donegal people. When you ask for a cup of tea or coffee or something in Galway, it's no problem. And when you go to Donegal, it's aye, no bother. Aye, no bother. So it was aye, no bother this morning with all of them. They're a grand crowd, but are them all buffets? I hate them when you don't get them in time. It was 20 past 8 when going down. But anyway, made up for it today. We went to Grinning on a Valach up near Muff, near Derry. It's just over an hour's drive from Donegal town, and it was bitter cold up there. I didn't stay too long. I went up and I just looked across the wall, nearly blew the hair off me. So I went back to the Merc, and they weren't too long behind me because you'd want a woolen hat on there this morning. It was a great view, all right, but I wasn't willing to wait. So we headed from there then a 2 hour drive to Cavan Burren Park near Black Line. I was never in there before, but I said I better bring him to some. Your man, his dinner or his ancestor was from Cavan, so I said I'd about to bring him somewhere in Cavan. Brought him there. They were delighted, and even though it was pissing rain, it rained all through the north as well. We came down through Fermanagh. I've steroids coming tomorrow. I'll be cleared up by Monday, so. We went from there to Cavan town and we ate in McManus's. Grand food, the whole lot, but the whole lot came together. Soup and the dinner and the whole lot came together. And I just said to her, I said, how come you bring it all together? She said, if you request it, we can bring it separately. I never heard that before. It was the first time, and I'm eating out a long time. But best of it all was the dessert, to die for. The whole shebang, and a big bowl of custard with it. Custard, apple pie, and it was all lovely. So top marks to that spot. I'll be back if I'm in the area again. McManus's on the main street there. So we headed from there to the Sleeve Russell. And actually there was dinner paid for on the ticket, and we didn't know that. So she said we could have a snack later, but I had enough of it. So it's 6 o'clock when we arrive in here. So I'm here in the room since practically. I went down just to see what was going on with all the noise. But anyway, we had a couple of winners today. That first horse, Dark Vintage, there'll be a race in him. Probably needs 6 furlongs, and the pace held up as well. It wasn't as fast as I thought. He came 5th, I think, was it? We get a race out of him as well, but Bantry done as I thought he might, that he's well handicapped, down 12 or 14 pounds from his initial figure, broke last, but he went out to 12 to 1 this morning. Delighted to see the late money coming for him. I was watching it in that Cavan. We were in Cavan that time, in that Burden Park. Coverage wasn't great, but I seen it anyway. We'll get a win out of him, I think, again. He'd only got probably £3 maybe, or 4. he'll come again, and even better at a mile, as I was saying last night. We had Sharian winning as well. I know they'll finish up 9-2, 9-4, 5-2. Disappointed with the race was Nostrum. I was slightly afraid of that, all right, but it ran terrible. It mustn't have trained on or something. I have no idea. Are they going to give up on it? But Sharian now has done the turn, two good turns for us. And we had the Prince du Fichot. That ran in a different sort of a race. It jumped well and was up at the pace, but it died away, and I thought it'd have stayed on. Bretney ran a great race. Made lots of mistakes, but he's a tough old campaigner. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Back to tomorrow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the card in Sandown. I always go through that for newcomers on the bus. I always go through big meetings. So tomorrow's the final day, and we'll call it a big meeting. The 150. I'm going to take a chance on Fire Flyer. Twice in the last 4 years it has been won by Paul Nichols, and I think he's been aiming this for it. He beat the favourite. The favourite is Secret Squirrel. He beat him before level weights by a neck in Taunton. The last time he went off 11-2 joint favourite, but the soft ground I think was against him. His better runs has been on good or good to soft. The better the ground, the better the chances, I think, of him. Now, it's a very competitive race, but Nichols will have been gearing for this with an aim and an eye on the championship. He's gone out of the equation now, but it's a bigger price than... What price is it? He's 11-12 to 1 shot there, and they're paying 5 places. I thought that was the each way angle in that race. In the 225, this is it's not a great grade 2, to be honest. When you see Easy Game, well, Easy Game sent over by Willie Mullins. There's only seven runners. The Real Whacker is the favourite. I think he was 5-1 or something during the week. Easy Game is the highest rated. First time cheek pieces. He's up and down 101p. But I got one more fling with the first time blinkers that might do the trick for Hitman. And the 2 mile 6 could turn out to be his optimum trip. It's a good while ago since we backed him in the old Roan in Aintree, and the 2-4 when he was given lumps of weight away just wasn't long enough for him to nail back Riders on the Storm. But if you remember, 2 runs back behind Shishkin and Protectorate, he split them, and he was going best you could imagine, sort of 2 out. And then if you throw out the last run, it was behind Protectorate, it wasn't fair enough for him, and again the softish ground. So I'm taking a chance on Hitman, Last Chance Saloon. The Celebration Chase. We backed John Bond to win the last day, but it was 2.5 mile. I think El Fabiola is a better 2 miler. He brought his copybook, let us down for a good few pound when falling in our unseating or whatever he did in Cheltenham. There's nearly 100,000 for the winner there. I think that's the horse in it. Him to beat John Bond. If it's 2.5 miles, it'll be the other way around. The 335 is the 365. It used to be the Whitbread years ago when I started punting. Several horses that we made money on before is in it. Kitty's Light, Lamilas, 300 through 5. In Rillo, Does He Know, Fortescue. But I'm giving one chance with the ground being one more chance, I should say, to Nick Rockett. Backed him a couple of times. Backed him anti-post for Cheltenham. He didn't run in it. Backed him in the Irish National. His jumping wasn't great that day. He was just outside the money as well. They were paying 6 and he finished 7th to intense raffles. It was heavy ground that day, and the day was best heavy ground as well. But if you look at when it's better jumping over hurdles and particularly was on goodish ground. The ground is drying out there in Sandown. It's good to soft. I'm going with Nick Rockett, and then in the hurdle race, Impaire Et Passe, who done us a turn the last day in Aintree, is 11 to 10 shot, 5 to 4 in places. I think he'll confirm the forum. Anyone doing, you could do a Mullins double there, Impaire Et Passe and El Fabiolo. Some people were saying about Langerdon. I know probably wasn't lucky, a bit unlucky. And the step up and trip probably will suit him better. But I'm sticking with Impaire Et Passe in that race. The 4:45 is Novice's Chase, 2.5 mile. The Nickelback will probably be out in front. But if so you remember Lucy Wadham's horse there, Terresita. The day that it ran in Sandown before behind Scarface, it bolted up the last day. What did it go up for that? It up £4. But in Sandown, he was careful about him, Gavin Shee, and he was at the very back the whole way around, and he closed with purpose from 2 out. I think I have it here, have I? That's him at the back when the orange and blue.
Again on terms on the right, and further right is Cockmasters. They jump the third last. Invincible now up again, came up well. He's with Scarface, the challenger in second. Golden Sun, Cockmast. Then Miles from Wicklow round the inside. They range down to the second last, and Scarface now level pegging with Invincible now over 2 out. Invincible now jumped it well again though. Miles from Wicklow back in third. Scarface beginning to get the upper hand from Invincible now, and then Miles from Wicklow, and Terresita's running on from the back of the field at the final fence. Scarface up and over, but Invincible now hasn't stopped galloping yet. Scarface out in front, jumps from Invincible now. Cockmast fell at the last. Terresita is storming into third, and it's on the near side Scarface of Invincible now, and Scarface just edges it. Scarface from the gallant Invincible now. Terresita.
ABD each way selection. He closed there. He's 7 and 8 to 1 shot. 30 to 2, 7 to 1. Each way they're paying 4, some of them. And then the finale of the jump season. A handicap hurl. Willie Mullins will probably be crowned trainers champion after this. And what a way to go out with a JP winner, Sa Majeste. I think they never would they, messing around with this horse for a while. And throughout the Cheltenham run the last year, plenty of money came from the better ground. I think will suit him, even though he won on heavy in France. Each way play on that town and Willie and JP to take the finale. We go to, there's an interesting horse in Ripon tomorrow. New trainer Gaassee is starting up. He was very promising a couple of years ago. The right time might be to get him first time out. He's going to Archie Watson. It's a class 2. He's rated 95. But they kept him in training. They must see something and just change about. He's fierce, well bred. It's not that hectic of a race. Like he's 9 to 2. I'd back him to win. He'll either shoot or get off the pot like tomorrow, one or the other. So that's Ripon. The 2 in Earls is out tomorrow. Our friends our good friend, won 4 times for us before. I seen Martin Sheridan, the owner, left up a message the other day. Next time, so Martin, no pressure. I say you're flying over, bringing Mick with you, so enjoy the trip. Totally simple. Probably heavy on 7 might be ideal for him, but we wish him luck tomorrow. And Earls is he went up £2 for that run the last day, but that was at a mile. His last 2 runs was at a mile. He hasn't ran at 6 too often. The last time he was at 6 was in Pontefract last year. Remember when he closed up with an each way double that day, I think, up. But he won over 6 in Naas off 85. He's only £2 higher. So heavy ground. I can't understand how. I'm hoping it'll be heavy, but it's gone soft, heavy in places. That horse there that sort of meshed up for us the last day, Trilby, is in the 210. It's a 9-1 shot. And I was saying before that he'd be better at 6. And he's at 6 tomorrow. And Shane Gray takes over. Paying 4 places there. It's 4-1 the field. He might be worth a few pound each way. He won for us before. Like it was too short the last day for him, the 5, but the ride wasn't hectic. He sort of, the gap closed. The 2-5 at Leicester. Tomorrow there is a Class 2 handicap. It was won last year by the favourite tomorrow, Al Mubir, but I'm taking him on each way with Raadoberg. Raadoberg used to be with Johnny Murta, but it ran in the Irish Lincoln 2 runs back, and it was 3rd. The last day then, the pace held up in Newbury. We were on Thunderball. It was last Saturday, and William Buick, when the bird had flown, or the 6 birds in front of him had flown, he wasn't too busy on him. To have him out quick again is always a good sign that he can run better. He's an each way shot there, I'd say, if you get the 92 5-1. Look back smiling, we've won on before, but then he let us down, so we'll leave him alone for now. I think it's between the top 2. We'll take Raadoberg. Money for Thunder Roar. Good old meeting at the Curragh tomorrow. The horse of ours out in the first race is 20-1 shot, but I think he might be just out for the run. I don't know. If I hear of anything in the meantime, I'll jot it up tomorrow. In the 217 at Navan, there's a 3-year-only listed stakes. The top rated horse in the race is the Jessica Harrington trained Give Me the Beat Boys. That won first time out last year. It's penalised all right, but it's a decent horse. We'll see what price is it. It's a fav. Yeah, that may be worth a few pound. Give Me the Beat Boys. So I'll get this into the oven. It's now 10 to 11. We're talking 20 minutes. So if I see anything else, I'll put it up. I'll get this up. And in the meantime, bash the bookies over and out.